right, folks, let's get this stuff down. So here's your first example. You might want to pause here. You actually have both examples right here. There's two in this one. So I'm doing simple and then compound. Major and minor. All right. So you want to pause here, copy these in your book, exactly everything you see there. Your first note is the first pitch I play. All right, let's go through some strategies. First, I'm going to play the first one. You're expected to rewind it. Total hear it 3 times. Of course, since you're practicing, you can do it more than that. Okay? Do everything you can to figure out that melody, but you will be given it 3 times. 30 seconds between the first 2 hearings and a minute between the other ones. I'm going to just play it once here in this video. Okay, here we go. So here is the only hearing of the first example. Ready? Keep in mind, you should have already figured out major or minor. This is in the style of FR1. So if it's major, there are no accidentals. If it's minor, figure out T's accidental. You'll have at least 1 T. You should know the last rhythm and the last note. So you should know, you should put that in before you even start. You get credit for that last note over there. Okay, here we go. Keep in mind the time signature, which tells us our rhythm language. Simple or compound. Ready? Good luck. You should be notating on the first hearing. Sorry, my dog's barking. On the first hearing, your job is to get the rhythm shorthand of the whole entire thing. 1 hearing. Here we go. Hopefully the dog won't bark. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this point, you should have listened to it at least 3 times, maybe more since you're practicing, but 3 is the goal. You should have gotten the rhythm first on top in shorthand, and then somewhere on your paper, you might have drawn the major solfege. I'll do that now. Ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And some examples do go down to a sol. Okay, that's about the limit for what you'll ever see on these. Okay, I'm going to focus on each measure and help you build it. So here's measure 1. I have to go between my holding my camera, holding my phone, and notating, so I'm switching hands a lot. I'm playing the piano. I wish I had a third hand. So that'd be a nice theory 1 rhythm. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There it is. Now I'm going to play the first 2 bars. Now notice at the end of bar 2, this is the end of our questioning phrase. So you could expect the rhythm to kind of slow down here. It's usually a dotted quarter note this phrase ends on, and the 8th note sounds like a pickup to the next bar. Most years have this of the AP. Ready? First 2 bars, and the last note's going to sound like a pickup into the next phrase. Ready? And... that last note was separate. So bum, 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 bum. These are the patterns we've done. There's my dotted quarter note. That's the end of the first phrase. And now you get that 8th note to pick up. There's usually somehow a 5 chord implied here in some way. All right. If not on this guy, the 5 chord's here. But usually the 5 chord's on the longer note, but not always. Okay, now my next phrase will end on, you know where it's going to end. I'm going to play from the beginning and the first 3 bars now. So beginner rhythms. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to play from the pickup there and play to the end. You should already have your half note drawn there, and you heard the rhythms, which is quarter notes. They circled around it, okay? So there is the rhythm for the entire first one. That's what you should have after the first hearing. These are just slur markings here. Okay, Now we're up to the solfege. So point to the solfege of what I'm playing. I'm going to do the first phrase only. So what I heard was do, ti, do, mi, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re. It arpeggiated on a tonic triad, do, mi, sol. The rest were all stepwise. So now once I memorized that, do, ti, do, mi, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, now I put the pitches and I match the rhythm that I have. Do. Notice how I just scribble for the note head. I don't draw circles and fill them in. That takes too long. And now I add my rhythm that's up top. Sorry, my pen isn't working too well. Figures. Now my la, sol, fa, mi, and my pen stopped. Let me get a pencil. Let me get rid of that. There you go. I can't write with mechanical pencils very well, being lefty. There we go. La, sol, fa, mi, re. And now I just add my rhythm to it. Make sure you put your dots down low. There you go. A little sloppy, but you get the idea. Okay, there's the beginning. That was sol, do. From re, sol, do. Common skips on the one chord. I'm going to play from that sol, do pickup. If you look at it, that was sol, do, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Sol, do, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Add the rhythm quickly. There it is. I don't know, I'll hold it a phone. And then the last measure. I came from a do in the last measure. And I go. So it's re, ti, do. Very common pattern for the ending. The endings are always common patterns. So there's the whole entire thing. You might need to watch this whole video so far twice. Now I'm at the bottom one. Compound meter. You might want to write out your compound language. Those 5 symbols that are very clear. You should know what your last note is. You want to figure out whether it's major or minor, and thinking in a compound meter. Here we go. I'm going to play this one. So I'm going to count off the 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I expect you stop here and rewind it. The goal is to be able to do it in 3 hearings with about a minute in between each. 30 seconds between the first 2 though. Okay, so now our first job is to get the rhythm. I'm going to play the rhythm of measure 1. And those are very common patterns. Next measure. Sorry, quarter, 8th quarter, and then the music took a breath there. It's the same concept. This phrase ends and you have a pickup into bar 3. Just like here, this is dotted quarter, 8th. And compound meter is just quarter 8th because there's 2 8th notes, there's the 3rd one. Very important to hear that phrasing there, that breath in the music. That's what throws a lot of people off. Okay. The 3rd measure was same exact rhythm as measure 1. I'm drilling that important pattern into your head. It's very common. And the last measure was quarter, eighth dotted quarter, and you should have known that the last note was do, dotted quarter. Now I realize I'm in minor, so I'm picking minor key leading tone. My solfege, I'll have te, me, le, and I'm expecting to see T raised somewhere. This is in the style of FR1 again, not FR2. There's no fees or crazy stuff. So all my T's, I'm in G minor, so T is an F sharp, because F's are natural, so I gotta raise them, F sharp. So I can put little sharps here on my T's to realize, oh, I'm gonna be dealing with that, an implied 5 chord. Okay, so here's measure 1. Let's see if we can get the pitch. It walked up and down, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re. We'll have to see. And now I write that. And I steal the rhythm from up top. Okay. A little sloppy, but you can see it. There, that's clear enough. Okay, I'm gonna play the first 2 measures, and you're gonna hear the last note of measure 2 sounds like the next phrase. It's like saying the. I breathed, and I said the something. So, it went do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, mi, sol, do, ti. I arpeggiated the 1 chord again, which is what you want to get used to hearing. Mi, sol, do, and then a T. Mi, sol, do, and then breathe for the T with the sharp sign. Draw it as you're doing it. Don't go back later, you'll forget. Okay, I'm gonna play from the beginning up till measure 3 now. So it started on high do, do, sol, mi, fa, mi, re. That's the pattern. Do, sol, mi, arpeggiating the 1 chord once again. Fa, mi, re. And there it is. Do, sol, mi. And then fa, mi, re. And then I'll play from the fa, I'll play from that measure. So I went from a re, ti, re, do. I circled around it. Re and ti with a sharp, draw it right away. Re, do. There's your complete answer. There's a complete answer to both. How about one more time? It's a long video anyway. I'll just play them both while you see the answer. 1, 2, number 1, here it is. Make sure this guy looks like a T here. My pen was running out there. And then the last one, the bottom one. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully this helps, peeps.